To everybody present here today at the YMCA. I just want to say a special thank you to all of the people present, especially the media. You know, even though it's a short notice, you all came through to witness this event. I want to say thank you very much, and the attendance of the media house is really, really overwhelming, and I want to introduce the high table. These people are from Yana, Marr, and all the way from Senegal, and they're here to work with some civil societies in the Gambia. And I believe they will introduce the whole project and what the project is all about. And of course, you will be privileged to also ask certain or few questions that you have for them, and as well also to get to know what the project is all about. And I think everybody is present. I don't need to introduce the media. I mean,
if you don't need to know which media is, yeah?
Okay, Alu Sise is from the Fatu Network, Zainab is from the Stone Circle, Mohammed is from Foreign newspaper, Bakari Sise is from Voice newspaper, Ibrahima is from the Spotlight and the Stone Circle. Wow. My brother, Mamad Fay is from the iAfrica TV.
Awesome.
Yes, Eso Nyasi from Team Gomso Bopa, and of course iAfrica. And Omar Tunkara is from the Star FM radio.
Awesome.
Yes, and Fatou Mega is from the Sunyure online newspaper, and Sirif is from Point newspaper. So all of these people, Rahim from GRTS, I think he stepped out. He's from the State TV, and my name is Maria Obuno. I am the communications officer for Team Gomsobok, of course, media coordinator as well. So I just want to say thank you very much for coming on Boka project and everything that they need to do in the Gambia, and of course a wider view about what the project is all about. Thank you very much. And from this juncture, I will pass the mic to Ali Cham, Killer Ace, to dilate on the topic, and of course Team Gomsobok being the host in the Gambia to say more about the project itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mariama, and thanks to the beautiful attendance of the media houses here today. On behalf of Yana, Marr, and the whole entire Boka team, we would like to tell you, all of you, thank you so much for attending despite the 24-hour notice. And this proves that you guys are journalists who are ready to spread information to the Gambian public, and we commend you for taking your job seriously. First of all, I would just like to mention the relationship between Team Gomsobopa and Yana Marr, and where it all started between us as two separate movements, so that we can understand how it all started to the extent where we had the idea to have a project like this called Boka. And the name speaks itself. Boka means relative in Wolof, and basically the whole idea of the project is to promote the best ways of living between Gambia and Senegal, socially, economically, through civil society organizations, whether it's through arts or any possible positive means that will benefit both the citizens of Senegal and Gambia, as we share the same culture, we share the same values. The only thing we don't share is the colonial languages of French and English, but apart from that, we share almost everything. That being the case, Yana Marr, as a civil society movement who have been supporting Gambia in the past through many various means, realized that in order for them to establish a better relationship to bring peace, unity in Africa, it has to start between Gambia and Senegal. And that's where the whole concept of the Boka project came into being, whereby the relationship between Gambia and Senegal could be strengthened, not just politically, but through different ways of social life. And that's what the project is all about, and that's why they're here today as a family from Senegal. When we were in Senegal in exile, Yana Marr were our host. Just like how we are their host today here, Yana Marr were our host in Senegal. We went to Senegal without no knowledge of activism. But when we went, Yana Marr were like our mentors, and they showed us the route towards being a responsible activist. And based off of those experiences that we used, in addition to our own personal experiences, it helped us bring about change here in the Gambia. So basically, that's where the relationship started off with. Even before Gumsoboko, Yana and Marr have been engaged in Gambian affairs. They were the first group to release a song called No to Impunity. It had Gunman Human on it, it had Chat, who is here today, and many other artists like Ombre Zion who were part of that song, which spoke against the injustices here in Gambia. That was before any Gambian artist did it, including myself. And they also organized various press conferences and a lot of civil society meetings to talk about and address the situation in Gambia on our behalf. Even though they're not Gambians by nationality, but they felt like they should be in solidarity because we are all Mboka regardless. So basically, that's just to let everybody know where it all started from, as two different organizations and two different movements and two different countries that share one culture. And that's what the Mboka is all about, promoting one love, peace, and unity between Gambia and Senegal using these two platforms. So that's where I'm going to stop for now. And as the president of Team Gumsoboko, we are very honored to actually have Yana Marr here in the Gambia today. And on behalf of the team, we would like to thank everybody who played a part in making their trip successful. Thank you so much. My Mboka, you know my Mboka Jaune, my Mboka Jaune, and he's gonna
good morning, brothers and sisters from Sister Republic of Senegal. It's a pleasure to be here with you all this morning. And during the past 2 days, we had the opportunity to receive our colleagues and our counterparts from Senegal who are purposely here to exchange ideas with their Gambian counterparts as to how best we can share best practices and work together for the betterment of the two countries. And this particular activity marks the end of their activities as far as this visit is concerned. Being co-host of the delegation, Bekanyang is pleased to be associated with this initiative. As a human rights and pro-democracy organization, we feel like it is our obligation to be associated with any genuine cause. And we feel like this is one of that, to promote unity, culture, and understanding between the people of Senegal and the Gambia. And we are so grateful to our colleagues that during the past couple of days we spent together, we learn a lot from them. Not only do we learn from them, but we also learn and share experiences with them. And it also gave us the opportunity to interact among ourselves as Gambian civil society organizations. Over a dozen civil society organizations were met, and Gambian community appreciates the initiative. And we look forward to continuing engaging them in the future for the success of the Mboka and Badim project that seeks to consolidate the gains that have been registered in this network. And it's just to say that we are so grateful to have them here. And I don't think it's a mistake that they choose to come to the Gambia. They've been going all over the world, to many parts of the world. Gambia being a closed-door neighbor, they've not been coming here. But we understand the situation. The environment then was not conducive. That when you had a dictator who is not open for dialogue, but even with all that, he tries everything to separate the two countries and the people of the two countries, but he couldn't succeed politically. He tried every means, tried to close the border and do all sorts of things. But even whereas they closed the border, the goods and services might stop entering from one country to another, but we the people, the Senegambian people, we continue to move within ourselves. So that shows that we are very conscious as the people of Senegambia region, and we will continue to learn from the experience of our brothers. And I can assure them that as far as our organization is concerned, and the Gambian civil society in general, that we will make sure that we do everything possible to make this engagement and this Mboka project, Mbadim project for that matter, successful in this country. Thank you very much. He is one of those brains behind this whole initiative. And during the past couple of days, he has done so great that I always tell him that we could have had you people before today, but it's never too late. So now that they are around, we're learning from them, and they are also learning from us. So Chad, please, here is the Gambian media. They are here for you to know why you are here and what you have to tell them this morning.
Assalamu alaikum. Kotanante. Good morning, everybody. I was trying to use as much I could in terms of languages to say hi to people here. And please excuse my English because it's not that good. So you have to understand that I'm translating from Wolof to French and then from French to English. So it might be not that good. So thank you for being here this morning. It's a pleasure and a great honor for us to be here in Gambia. As he just said, we've been traveling the world since the movement was created. And what's a shame was we couldn't come to the next door, which is Gambia, the closest neighbor, in terms of culture, in terms of religions, in terms of realities, in terms of history. Why? Because we had a political system established like that. On the other hand, a crazy man. On the other hand, a dictator. So they couldn't do the right job to success in terms of the Senegambian philosophy that the population are sick since the beginning of the world. And then we realized that what we are doing everywhere in Africa and all around the world, why not in Gambia? Why not in Gambia? Because we have so many things together that it could be like the pilot, the lab rat of the African Unite that we all expect since years and years and years, Kurumas and people back in the day. And then we discussed in between us in Yana Marr headquarters, then what we could do or what we should do. And then we realized that if I come to Gambia, people call me Mboka. If Gambians are in Senegal, we call them Mboka. So then we are Mboka in somehow. And then we say, let's create the Mboka platform. What means Mboka platform? Everybody know the background of Yana Marr in terms of protest, in terms of mobilizing, in terms of gathering, in terms of contestation. But what people don't really know about Yana Marr through media is Yana Marr is also a movement trying to change the mentality of the society, trying to build up what we call the new type of Senegalese with the grassroots. We've been doing since 2012 a national tour all over, bringing the mayors and the members of the parliament in the streets, talking to the population, doing what we call the participative democracy, doing what we call like sharing with people what is the most important that the population needs in terms of the budget of the community, what's what people was really, what's the emergency of the populations. We've been giving like scholarship to hundreds and hundreds of students in Senegal because their parents couldn't afford their study. We negotiate with the high universities, the private high universities in Senegal, discuss with them, give them free concerts, Kurgi concert, Simon concert, Fumarat concert, Jili, Fukenkut concert, and then on the other hand, they give us scholarship for some students. People didn't know about that. We've been also making what we call like let's say the Africa Unite with true movement, because we think that since the beginning of the world, the people are talking about Africa Unite, but they was trying to make it from the institutions. We know that it's not gonna work, but it could work when the population get themselves together. Like we call ourselves, we're not Senegalese, we're not Gambians, we are African who was born in Senegal. If everybody think like that, things might change. And then it's the role of the population to take their power, because they are the power, and to dictate the leaders the way that they want to, what they want and how they want it, what they exactly need. Because most of the time politicians, they forget our priorities. They are just following their own agenda, which is getting in second term or whatever it is in some countries and different. So then we realized that the importance of being here in Gambia will be something very important for the future of the continent. not just for Gambians, but the whole continent, even the whole world can take that example. Knowing that in East Africa, Eritrea and Ethiopia, they had a problem, that's a divided country. Knowing that in Sudan, the south is divided from the north. Knowing that many problems like that happen in this continent, Senegal and Gambia could be the example for the rest of the world in terms of partnership, in terms of being one nation, in terms of sharing, capacity building, in terms of experiences. We had some experiences of protest, of whatever it is. We had one. We can learn from you a lot. You can learn from us a lot. We can even push until we get one ID card for the Senegambian ID card, and we can create it like a platform to push until the politicians decide to have one customers at the border, one customers, not a Senegalese part, Gambian part, which is very complicated for the people, which is very complicated for the business people. We think that this platform Mboka could be the beginning of real something that people only talk, but we need action now. And it's not just about protest, it's about also culture, because Yana Marr have in his own like structure a lot of artists. Here also Killer Ace and many other artists are here. We're gonna release a compilation. We have also in Yana Marr many journalists. Those journalists will come here and have some workshops with journalists from here. Exchange, share the methodology of work, how they are treating elements, how they are releasing elements, what was the difficulties here, what is the difficulties there. So this is in pretty much the project Mboka. We articulated in first, like the next year coming, we're gonna have 2 big workshops. One will happen here, and then another one will happen in Dakar. And during that workshop, like I just said, journalists of Senegal, part of the movement, will come and share with journalists here. Rappers will share, bankers, whatever it is, the composition of the movement of different type of the work or in the society, we're gonna share in exchange in maybe 3 or 4 days, and then at the same time, then 3 months after, do the same in Dakar. That's pretty much the project Mboka. And maybe in a future, very close future, not that long, we might have like a center in Gambia talking about the Senegalese history here. Then a tourist just land at the airport, don't need to go to Senegal to know about Senegal. He might just go to the center and learn about Senegalese history, political history, culture, and everything. And at the same time, Gambia have another center like that in Dakar also. So to just make things more like, you know, one country, one nation, instead of like having the divided countries and divided society. So we want Senegambian be a real effective thing on the ground and on the field, and people can notice, not just words, not just politicians, you know, correctly saying a word, but really something that people can see and can touch, can feel, and can live. We need those changes, and the change we start once the population are together and work together. So that's like what I wanted to say, a kind of introduction. And then Ali, you want to say something before we open it to the journalists? Yes. So I might pass the microphone to Ali Sane.
ñu ngi rafetlu torop d'abord suñu teewaay fii ci Gambie ci ñetti fan yi ñu fi def ndaje yi ñu amal ak civil society yu Gambie waaye ak ay Gambiens aussi yi nga xam ne nekkuñ ci civil society mu am ay waxtaan yu bëri yi nga xamante ni mu ngi am boobu ba tey yu am solo ci pour suñuy réew, suñu ñaari réew yi bien suñu Sénégal bi ñu mën ko waxee noonu aussi di rafetlu seen teewaay journaliste yi man sama journaliste là aussi donc kontaan naa tey ci mën a daje ak ci jotaay bi donc je pense que gaa ñi wax nañ lépp gaa ñi wax nañ lépp li ma mën a wax te ma firndeel ko mooy Thiat wax na ko et je pense que Diaw na aussi wax na ko mooy am na ñetti week ci ginnaaw maa ngi woon Burkina bi ma fa nekkee maa ngi woon ak ay mouvement yu Tchad, ñaari mouvement yu Congo, benn bu Côte d'Ivoire Coast, benn balai citoyen Madagascar ba ci gis ngeen Madagascar da ngay traversé Afrique yëpp dem naa fa daje naa ak Wake Up Madagascar ñu nekk fa ñu nekk di di liggéey ci nan la ñuy builder benn plateforme bi nga xamante ni citizen movement bu Afrique yi ñoom ñoo koy porter ñoo ciy nekk di ci liggéey di exchange expérience waaye di xool bu ñu boolowee li nga xamante ni suñuy njiitu réew mënuñu ko réaliser African Union ñu nan la ñuy def ba mu doon réalité di ci liggéey. dama leen di jox rek benn exemple tey jii nii problème yi am suñuy brode yi dem Libye ak yi ñu fay wax ak problème yi fa nekk yi ñu fay jànkoonteel dina baax ah Gambien yi yan Gambien ñu wax ci Sénégalais yi wax ci ku ci nekk mu wax ci waaye bu ñu booloowee mu doon benn doole bu ñu ko waxee mooy gën donc loolu mooy idée loolu jógee ci Burkina fépp ci monde bi dañuy dem ba Idaho University United States di daje ay young people ay kii di waxtaan ak ñoom ci Canada la ñu daje sama mbokk Gambie la ñoo bokk suñu langue bi nga xamante ne wala mandia kanti mbéka wala fo Canada ay tubaab Canada lañ dem benn formation ci la ñu daje la ñu xamante jàpp ni loolu du yoon nan nga mu ne dem fépp ci àdduna bi di kii ak ñeneen alors que sa mbokk bi nekk sa wet mënu leen demalante même bu dee c'est vrai comme ni ko kii la waxee ñëwuñu fi waaye ñu ngi liggéey ak civil society bu Gambie kii la Ace exemple la ci waaye démocratie in Gambia Duga ak ñeneen ak ñeneen ñi nga xamante ni mënuñu woon ñëw di dugg si fii ndax dictature bi fi nekk ñun dañ leen daan ibbil suñu headquarter fa lañ daan def seeni press conférence ak yooyu bu ñu waree def ay manifestation ñu ànd ceeg ñoom Dakar ñu def ko tout en sachant que Dakar TFM ñëpp a koy seetaan fii 2S ñëpp a koy seetaan donc bu ñu ko defee Gambien yi ñu jot yi donc yooyu yëpp ànd nañ